There's something wrong with the system in Alaska when people can try and pick apart a governor and distract them this way with frivolous complaints. There's something wrong with the system in Alaska, not something wrong with the governor. And we know why they're doing it. They're doing it not because she's a backwoods governor that has no interest in being president, because they're scared of her, the Democrats. And this is the national Democrats, too. And it's the White House, too. They're scared of her. And I wish some Republicans and conservatives would understand that, rather than throw in with the usual liberal argument, well, she doesn't come off great. Baloney. She comes off great. Well, she's really, she needs to get better on the issues. Excuse me. Better on the issues? She's a free market, social values, national security conservative. I only wish our current president was as wise as she is and as good on the issues as she is. Don't hand me that. Let's hear one more. Sarah Palin, cut 3, go.
All I can ask is that you trust me with this decision and know that it is no more politics as usual. And some Alaskans, it seemed today, maybe they don't mind wasting public dollars and state time, but I do. And I cannot stand here as your governor and allow the millions of dollars and all that time go to waste just so that I can hold the title of governor. I don't know if my children are going to allow it anyway. Some are going to question the timing of this, and let me just say that this decision has been in the works for a while. In fact, this decision comes after much consideration, prayer and consideration. And finally, I polled the most important people in my life, my kids, where the count was unanimous. Well, in response to asking, hey, do you want me to make a positive difference and fight for all our children's future from outside the governor's office? It was 4 yeses and 1 hell yeah. And the hell yeah sealed it. And someday I'll talk about the details of that.
All right. Well, when we come back, I'd be curious to know what you're thinking. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
As I say, I could be wrong, but I do want you to keep something in mind. The people who are again going to attack her decision today are the same people, for the most part, who've been attacking her all along, and that includes some Republics and pseudo-conservatives. So they will attack her regardless. And if I'm right, and I hope I am, if I'm right, one of the reasons she needed to do what she did is to present herself, not through the McCain campaign, whose hacks also ripped at her because she was more popular than McCain, and not through the media, but person to person. And believe it or not, the next presidential election, thank God, is not that far away. But she also needs to pick up political chits. She needs to campaign for Senate candidates and House candidates. She needs to build a political base that she does not have on her own in the continental part of the United States. You know, it's hard to run for president from Hawaii or Alaska. And I think that's what she's figured out. Now you might say, well, that's very dishonorable. She ran for governor. Really? Didn't Obama run for the Senate? Did he serve his full term? Not even close. Didn't Bush, 43, run for governor a second time? Yes, he did. And in the middle of it, he decided to run for president. But Mark, they didn't resign their offices. Well, let me put it to you this way. When you're running from Texas and you're running from Illinois, you don't have to resign your offices because you can attract the right kind of media. People will know what you've done as governor of Texas. They'll know what you've done as a United States senator. But when you're in Alaska, because it's so far away for most of us, and it's a wonderful, wonderful state with magnificent people, you couldn't tell me today 5 things Governor Palin has done in Alaska, 5 great things. And then she would have to come down here behind the 8 ball, telling everybody the 5 great things she's done, and it would be dismissed. Oh, she's just governor of Alaska, a small state. Well, she knows no matter how hard she works, no matter how well she does, no matter how frivolous these phony ethics complaints, it's not enough to build momentum to run for president of the United States. You need the votes down here. Now, I also read somewhere where somebody said, well, she must not be speaking from the heart then when she says she needs to spend more time with her family and so forth. Why are they mutually exclusive? When it's your own schedule and you make your own decisions about travel and speech and other events, it enables you to spend more time with your family. Once you're into the heat of battle running for president, that's another story, of course. But, if you're a governor, you're fighting off ethics complaints, you're involved in the legislative and executive activities of your state, plus you're trying to come down to the continental U.S. and take a look at the map. Look where Alaska is in the East Coast as an example. You have no time, none, for your family. So there's no question this will free up more time for her, just as it did for Obama and his little kids, just as it would for any politician. Look, this is the life they pick, not me. But everything she said makes sense to me. If there's something else hanging out there, something else we don't know about, well, we'll find out about it one day. But this is my theory. We'll see. We'll be right back.
The cost of freedom is high, but this phone call is not. Call Mark Levin toll-free at 877-381-3811.
Every young person in this country should be rejecting statism, should be rejecting Obama and Pelosi and Reid. Every one of them. And if they knew what these people were doing to them, if they knew how they were hampering them, if they knew how they were punishing them, they would. That's our job. As parents and grandparents, that's our jobs as conservatives. This is what the Republican Party must stand for. This is what the Republican Party must articulate and get across to the next generation. We stand for you.
From his underground bunker in an undisclosed location, the Great One.
Now, over at MSLSD, Andrea Mitchell is apparently reporting that people tell her that Sarah Palin's had it with politics and she's not running for president. Now, that may well be true, but that will have to be proven. I do not trust MSLSD or Andrea Mitchell, let alone the reporting on Sarah Palin. Time will tell, won't it? Let's take some calls. Mark, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Sirius Satellite, a Democrat. Go.
Good evening, Mark. How are you?
Very well, my friend.
I hope I can keep this a little bit coherent. I guess I am maybe a new breed of Democrat. I think I'm a thinking Democrat. I support Sarah Palin 100%. I believe, though, I'll support her in whatever she does, but I think I might like to see her run as a VP with Mitt Romney.
Well, first of all, that's possible, but you don't run for VP out of the box. You run for president.
No, I know you're not running, but it would be nice to see that if.
And number two, a lot of people are listening saying he's no Democrat. What do you say to them?
100%. I was originally from Pittsburgh, where, of course, it was all union area up there. I don't care what anybody thinks. I will be out at a protest tomorrow down in Fort Lauderdale with a sign that says Democrat against Obama. I would like to see other Democrats show up at the Tea Parties to do the same thing, to show that it's not all Republican and Fox-backed and based and whatever else.
Well, more power to you, brother.
I
think that's
I got your book for Father's Day. I am reading it, and I hope we can pull this together for the country.
I do, too. And with guys like you, we will. Thanks a lot, Mark.